shades, it didn't take me anywhere nearly as long to get through testing out and reviewing all of the shades in the Ciate London Trend Edit palette versus like that Maybelline one where got around to like swatching it months and months later. I got to the review. Yeah, this time it's actually kind of in close succession, not back to back, but close-ish. So just like I do all the times when I do these, I've got my eyeshadow notebook where I took my notes on the shades and everything. So don't mind me looking down because I'm looking at my notes that I took on each of the shades. So the first shade in here is Burnt. And you see how it looks brown in there, right? They don't call it burnt for no reason. It's like a burnt orange. So it's actually really lovely on. The opaqueness is good, and it blends nicely, and it's all around really solid pigment. It's one of the matte ones in there, which is fine. It's kind of an interesting mix of shimmers and mattes on this one, so. But for the mattes, I think that might be like the nicest one of them in this palette. So, second shade in there is Blushed, and this one is really cool. So in the pan, it looks like it's just like this goldish kind of a shimmer, which it is, but when the light hits it at other angles, it transforms into like this amazing fiery red, and it's so much fun to wear. Like, see, even tilting it this way, you can see the red, right? Versus straight on, it's gold. It's like gold, red, gold, red. It's fun. I like that one. I've used that one quite a bit, even though it doesn't even look like it that much, because it doesn't take much with that one. So, it's very nice. So next to that is Nude. And this one, to me, it's kind of a flop. I mean, I can't speak for other skin tones wearing it, but for me, kind of a flop. It looks like it should have been a nice tan, but instead it showed very, very little pigment. And honestly, it ended up looking more like smudges of dirt. It was kind of splotchy, just not great. It's not cute. It doesn't blend out well. And I'm not that big a fan of that one. I don't know what I'm going to do with that one, but yeah, not a big fan of that one. So that brings us down to Baby, which looks kind of weird on camera, but it looks better in person, I promise. So I was surprised how much I like that one. It's like this soft, rosy, metallic that gives like a gentle, romantic kind of a look. Every time that I wear it, it shows up a lot more than I expected it to. I thought that one was going to be like hella pale. No, this is actually... It's not quite rose gold, but it's pretty darn close. I like it. It's one of my favorite ones in the whole palette. And I've worn possibly more of that one than any of them. Not that you would know it from how deeply indented some of them are, but just in number of times I've worn it, more. So then we're on to the middle one, Love Heart, which looks really cool. And honestly, I thought initially it was really cool. Like when I first put it on at home and I paired it with a red shirt, it looked really cool. So, I have to admit, I have some mixed feelings though. I want to love it because it's like this gorgeous rusty red metallic shade and it really makes my eyes pop. But the fallout is so freaking bad on that one, and you have to layer an absolute, like, metric fuck ton of it to get it, like, even, and just, like, I'm sure you can tell how much deeper I have gone in on that pan than any of the others in this palette so far, and I've only worn it a few times. That's how much it takes to get that one even, and it kind of pisses me off. But I mean, when you get it to its full potential, it's really pretty. However, I must add the caveat that under the correct lighting it's really pretty, because at home, under this lighting, it looked great. Then I wore it to work one time, and the assistant manager, like, while she was doing the temperature check, because COVID and everything, they check all of our temps when we come in, was like, "You okay? Your eyes look sad." And I was like, "I'm fine." And I was like really confused by it. And then I got home later and I looked in the mirror, I was like, "Oh my god!" I don't know what happened between point A and point B, but it looked awful. I don't know if it was power of suggestion. I don't know if it legit just looked that bad the whole time. I don't know, but it's just, I've been very timid to wear that one ever since. So, yeah, I got mixed feelings on it. So that brings us to the 6th shade, Caramel. So this one looks a lot more like what I expected nude to look like. It's like this warm tan shade that like layers really nicely and blends and feathers out well. It can be dressed up or dressed down, and honestly it makes up for nude in as far as I'm concerned. So then the next color is Mink. I don't know why they called that Mink. I wouldn't have chosen that shade to call Mink, but you do you. And for as silvery as it goes on, I'm just that much more confused why it's called Mink. It doesn't look that silvery in the pan even, but when it's on, it looks like flashy, shiny silver, which, I mean, I like. I do like it. I'm just confused at how it goes from looking that shade in there to what it looks like on. They are like two completely different colors. Oh, goodness, but I have mixed feelings about this one too, because just like that middle one, it takes a lot of product to build it up and get it even and all, but once it's there, it's like really shiny disco silver, and I am living for it, so I'm like, on the fence on how do I feel about that one. Unlike that middle one, though, I've not had any, like, bad experiences with it, it just takes a lot to get it to where I want it to go, is all, so. Anyways. Next one, second to last color in here is just called Desert, and honestly, this one and Burnt could be siblings. I mean, hell, even in the pan, look at these two, like, they're pretty darn close. They're pretty darn close. This one's a little bit more towards the brown side of the line than the orange side of the line, but other than that, they are so similar. I'm not quite sure why they didn't make them a little further apart color-wise than they did, but I guess it's cool. So the last one in here is called Champagne, and for as pretty as it looks in there, I'm kind of disappointed with it. Like, in the pan, it looks gold, then you put it on, and it, again, like Mink, turns silvery, and I don't know what is up with that, because by all intents and purposes, that should not be going on silvery. That said, it has more of the consistency that I wish Mink had, but it doesn't have as much vibrance as Mink, so I'm, like, kind of torn between the two. So, overall, I think for me, I would rate this like a 7.5 out of 10. Like, it's mostly pretty good. And the ones that are good, I really, really, really like. The duds, I mean, most of them are still usable, except for like that one nude one. Like, that one I really don't know what the fuck to do with. But the rest of them, I mean, they're usable. So, I mean, by and large, it's not a bad palette. I'm pretty happy with it. I have been wearing it like crazy to work, ironically, as I don't have it on today, but I digress. But I've been wearing it like crazy ever since I started this one, and I do really like it. It just, a few of them leave a bit to be desired, and that's okay. That's okay. I think it'd be very rare to find a palette where every single shade is like tip-top perfect. I don't even know if such a palette exists. If one does, you should let me know. But I don't know that one does. Plus, that'd be subjective anyway. But anyways, those are just my 2 cents. So, as usual, you know what to do. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a like. If you're not already and you'd like to be, click subscribe. Hit that notification bell icon so you never miss an upload. Leave comments down below. Make sure you're following my social media accounts, my Facebook fan page, my Twitter, my Instagram, everything and more. It's all down below. And if you like what I do here on this channel and you'd like to help support, the donation link, as always, is down in the description. Get your name on the end card for a month from the time of donating. Anyway, guys, till next time. Bye-bye.